You made it through a day that asked more from you than most people will ever know. No one saw every moment when you chose patience instead of letting your frustration speak. No one heard the words you swallowed because you knew they might land too sharply. No one counted the times you answered kindly while your own thoughts were asking for quiet. No one stood beside you in every private second when you gathered yourself, took care of what had to be done, and kept moving without making your weariness someone else's burden. Still, those moments happened. They mattered. The care you gave mattered, even when it was taken for granted. The restraint you showed mattered, even when nobody thanked you for it. The way you stayed steady for someone else mattered, even when your own heart was asking to be tended. The small duties you completed, the messages you answered, the decisions you made, the worries you kept from spilling into the room, all of it asked something from you. You may not have called it strength while you were living it. You may have called it getting through the day. You may have told yourself that anyone would have done the same. You may have moved from one need to the next so quickly that you never stopped long enough to feel the cost. But the cost was real. You gave attention where attention was needed. You gave patience where patience was running thin. You gave your presence in places where part of you wanted to disappear into silence. You held your expression together. You kept your voice measured. You tried to be fair. You tried to be useful. You tried to keep the peace. You tried not to make things harder for anyone. There were moments when you wanted someone to look at you and say, "I know this is a lot." There were moments when you hoped someone would understand without needing a long explanation. There were moments when even a simple kindness would have felt like a place to lean. Maybe that kindness came. Maybe it did not. Either way, you are here now, and nothing in this quiet hour requires you to prove how much you can handle. You do not have to explain the whole day. You do not have to defend why you feel worn down. You do not have to produce a perfect reason for needing stillness. The part of you that kept going has already spoken clearly enough. It spoke through the way your shoulders rose when another request arrived. It spoke through the sigh you tried to hide. It spoke through the silence after you said, "It's fine," when it was only manageable. It spoke through the way you reread a message because your mind had become too crowded to take it in the first time. It spoke through the few seconds you stood alone in a doorway, in a kitchen, beside a sink, near a window, or at the edge of your bed, gathering enough of yourself to continue. You did continue. That is true. It is also true that continuing has a cost when it happens too many times without comfort. You are not weak for feeling that cost now. You are not ungrateful. You are not failing at life because you need the day to stop asking questions. You are not too sensitive because certain words stayed with you. You are not difficult because your body wants quiet. You are not falling behind because you cannot solve tomorrow before this evening is complete. You are a human being who has used real energy to meet real demands. Some of those demands were visible, others stayed hidden inside ordinary moments. A calm answer can take effort, a patient face can take effort. Listening when your own mind is full can take effort. Remembering what everyone needs can take effort. Being dependable can take effort. Holding back tears until you are alone can take effort. Starting again after disappointment can take effort. Acting normal when something hurts can take more effort than anyone realizes. You may have spent much of the day doing things that left no mark anyone could point to. There may be no trophy for the way you kept your worry from frightening someone else. There may be no applause for the way you stayed polite when you felt dismissed. There may be no record of the kindness you offered while you were quietly running low. Yet your inner life knows, your body knows, the evening knows. Nothing you endured has to be argued into existence here. You do not need witnesses before your effort becomes real. You do not need permission from the people who missed it. You do not need a better story, a worse story, or a dramatic ending to deserve care. You only need to stop pretending that it took nothing out of you. It took something. It took concentration to keep track of the details. It took emotional strength to remain calm around uncertainty. It took generosity to respond when you wanted to retreat. It took discipline to complete what could not be postponed. It took courage to enter rooms, conversations, tasks, and decisions that you would rather have avoided. It took hope to keep going when I felt flat. It took love to keep caring. Even now, you may be reviewing the places where you think you should have done more, the conversation you could have handled better, the task you left unfinished, the person you did not call, the patience that ran out, the hour that disappeared, the choice you are still unsure about, the feeling you could not shake. The part of your mind that searches for faults may still be awake, moving from one scene to another, looking for evidence that you did not do enough. It may be showing you only the rough edges. It may be ignoring the 100 quiet ways you stayed present. You do not have to fight that part of your mind. It learned to stay alert because it believes alertness keeps you safe. It thinks reviewing everything will protect you from regret. It thinks that if it finds every mistake before morning, you will be more prepared. It does not understand that you cannot be restored by putting yourself on trial through the dark hours. So there is no argument here, only recognition. That searching part is tired too. It has been standing watch for too long. It has checked the doors of every possible outcome. It has reread the same pages. It has gone back over conversations that are already finished. It has tried to predict reactions, prevent disappointment, and prepare for things that have not happened. No wonder your thoughts feel busy. They were trying to help in the only way they knew. You can be grateful for the intention without following every thought to the end. A thought can arise without becoming a duty. A memory can appear without requiring a verdict. A worry can speak without receiving the whole room. This hour does not belong to every unfinished concern. It belongs to the part of you that has been waiting all day for the noise to lower. There may be sadness underneath the effort. There may be loneliness. There may be a wish to be cared for in the same thoughtful way you care for others. There may be anger you did not have space to feel. There may be disappointment you tried to carry gracefully. There may be fear about something you cannot control. You do not have to choose one feeling and name it perfectly. You do not have to understand yourself all at once. You can be worn down and hopeful. You can be grateful and still need relief. You can love people and need space from their needs. You can be strong and want someone else to be strong for you. You can have done your best and still wish the day had been kinder. More than one truth can live inside you. Nothing about that makes you complicated in a way that must be fixed. It only means your heart has been living through more than one thing at a time. All day, you may have moved as though there were no choice but to keep going. There was another call, another request, another decision, another small responsibility waiting. Even in the moments that looked empty from the outside, your mind may have been organizing, anticipating, remembering, preparing. You may have been carrying the needs of people who never realized they had placed them in your hands. You may have been thinking ahead for everyone. You may have been watching the mood in the room. You may have been trying to say the right thing. You may have been protecting someone from your worry. You may have been keeping track of what could go wrong. You may have been making yourself smaller so that someone else could feel comfortable. You may have been asking very little from others because asking felt like one more risk. That kind of effort rarely looks dramatic. It can look like a normal day. That is why it is so easy to overlook. You can spend hours being the quiet structure beneath other people's comfort and still tell yourself you did not accomplish much. You can keep a home moving, a family steady, a friendship intact, a workplace functioning, or a promise alive, and still wonder why you are drained. The answer is not that something is wrong with you. The answer may be that you gave more than you received. The answer may be that you stayed available beyond the point where your inner voice began asking for space. The answer may be that you were brave in ways that did not feel brave. The answer may be that your care has been working without enough pause. There is no shame in that. There is only a need to stop measuring yourself as though you were a machine that should continue at the same speed no matter what it has been asked to do. You are not a machine. You are a living person with limits that deserve respect. Your limits are not an insult to anyone. They are not proof that you love less. They are not a moral failure. They are part of the wisdom built into you. The ache behind your eyes, the heaviness in your limbs, the way your attention wanders, the wish to be left alone, the tenderness that rises over small things. These may be signs that you have reached the edge of what can be carried well in one day. The edge is not a punishment. It is information. It tells you that effort has been spent. It tells you that the part of you that gives needs to receive. It tells you that the day cannot keep taking without end. You are permitted to believe that message. You are permitted to stop negotiating with your own need for quiet. You are permitted to leave some things unresolved until morning. This does not make you careless. It makes you honest. There are tasks that will wait. There are questions that do not become clearer when answered from exhaustion. There are conversations that deserve a version of you who has had time to settle. There are decisions that become less frightening after the mind has been given space. There are problems that cannot be improved by thinking about them for 6 more hours. You do not need to prove your devotion by staying mentally awake beside every concern. You do not need to prove your responsibility by replaying each possibility. You do not need to keep every inner light burning just because so anything remains incomplete. The day can be unfinished and still be over. That distinction matters. Completion is not the same as perfection. A day can close with dishes in the sink, messages unanswered, feelings unsettled, plans uncertain, and work still waiting. It can close with apologies still forming, choices still pending, and hopes not yet fulfilled. It can close without becoming a failure. You are allowed to end a day that did not end neatly. Life rarely ties every thread before evening. Some things stay open. Some things wait in silence. Some things find their answer later. You do not have to force the last page to explain the whole chapter. This is not giving up. This is recognizing that human strength is renewed in cycles. You were not meant to remain in effort every hour. You were not made to hold every concern with equal intensity from morning until morning. Your mind needs moments when it is not solving. Your body needs hours when it is not bracing. Your heart needs spaces where it is not managing anyone's reaction. Those spaces are not empty. They are where you return to yourself. You may have spent so long being needed that not being needed can feel unfamiliar. Quiet can reveal the strain you managed not to feel earlier. When the phone stops, the room darkens, and the tasks recede, the feelings you postponed may step forward. That can be unsettling. You may think, why do I feel more emotional now that everything is calmer? Because calm finally gives the hidden parts room to speak. The tears that come late are not always about one thing. They can be the body's way of saying that it no longer has to keep the face arranged. The heaviness that arrives when you lie down is not proof that you are doing evening wrong. It may be the moment your whole being stops performing steadiness. You do not have to be afraid of that. You are not being pulled apart. You are being released from the need to look composed. Nothing here requires a polished version of you. No one is grading the way you arrive at the end of the day. You can arrive messy. You can arrive quiet. You can arrive disappointed. You can arrive relieved. You can arrive numb. You can arrive with feelings you do not yet understand. You can arrive exactly as you are. There is no entrance test for comfort. There is no requirement that you first forgive everyone, solve everything, think positively, or become peaceful on command. Peace cannot be forced into a crowded mind. It comes closer when pressure is removed. So the first kindness is not to demand a different feeling. The first kindness is to say, this is where I am. This is what today took. This is what remains in me. This is what I no longer need to hide. Your breath does not have to deepen on command. Your thoughts do not have to disappear. Your muscles do not have to release all at once. The heart does not have to trust the night immediately. Nothing is being rushed. You have spent enough hours responding to urgency. This part can move at the speed of honesty. If the mind continues speaking, let it speak in the background without turning every sentence into a task. If the body stays alert, let it take the time it needs to understand that no new demand is arriving. If emotion rises, it does not have to be explained before it can pass through. You are not required to perform relaxation. You are only being met. Met in the place where you ran out of words. Met in the place where you stayed kind. Met in the place where you kept going. Met in the place where you wanted to be understood. Met in the place where nobody noticed the effort. I am naming it now because what was unseen should not remain unacknowledged. You tried, you cared, you adjusted, you carried, you waited, you answered, you protected, you returned. You made choices with the information you had. You did not do everything perfectly, but you kept trying to bring something good into the day. That is enough truth for this hour. You do not need to search for a more impressive accomplishment. Sometimes the bravest thing a person does is stay kind while their own heart feels thin. Sometimes the strongest thing is showing up without certainty. Sometimes love looks like making dinner, sending the reply, listening one more time, checking the door, remembering the appointment, keeping the promise, or getting through an ordinary afternoon without letting pain choose every word. These things are easy to miss because they do not announce themselves. They deserve to be seen. You deserve to be seen, not only for what you produced, not only for what you solved, not only for how useful you were, not only for how well you managed. You deserve to be seen as a whole person whose inner world matters even when nothing can be measured. The quiet effort counts. The hidden ache counts. The courage no one praised counts. The restraint no one thanked you for counts. The hope you protected counts. The way you began again counts. Even the parts of the day you regret can be held with honesty instead of punishment. You may have spoken too quickly. You may have withdrawn. You may have missed something important. You may have been impatient. You may have felt resentment toward people you love. These moments do not erase your goodness. They show that your reserves were low. You can take responsibility without turning against yourself. You can learn without cruelty. You can care about the impact of your choices without deciding that you are the worst thing you did while overwhelmed. Tomorrow may bring a chance to repair what needs repair. This hour is not the courtroom. This hour is where the day begins to loosen its grip. You have reached the place where no more performance is needed. There is no audience here. There is no deadline inside this room. There is no prize for staying tense. There is no wisdom in making yourself suffer after the work is over. The people you love do not need your exhaustion as proof of devotion. The future does not need your fear as proof that you are prepared. Your responsibilities do not become more honored because you refuse your self-relief. You can care deeply and still set the day down. You can be dependable and still become quiet. You can love what matters and stop carrying it for a while. The concerns will still exist when morning comes, but they do not need to sit beside you through every dark hour. They can remain outside the center of your attention. They can wait without being abandoned. Your life will not fall apart because you stop reviewing it. Your worth will not shrink because you stop producing. Your kindness will not disappear because you become unavailable for a few hours. Your strength will not leave because you let it lie down. You may feel the old instinct to stay alert. You may feel the habit of checking, planning, replaying, preparing. That habit has served you in difficult seasons. It may have helped you survive uncertainty. It may have made you capable, responsible, and sensitive to what others needed. But a habit that once protected you does not have to govern every night. It can be thanked. It can be understood. It can become quieter. The part of you that scans the room can step back from the doorway. The part that listens for trouble can hear the ordinary hush around you. The part that expects another request can begin to learn that no answer is needed now. Nothing urgent is being asked of you in this moment. You are not being called to fix, soothe, arrange, decide, explain, or carry. You are being seen. That is all. Seen without needing to impress. Seen without needing to improve. Seen without needing to make sense of every feeling. Seen in the places where your effort went unnamed. Seen in the silence where you kept yourself together. Seen in the private ache beneath your capable face. Seen in the love that made you keep trying. Let that recognition reach the part of you that thought no one knew. Let it reach the part that felt overlooked. Let it reach the part that was too busy caring for others to ask for care. Let it reach the part that became quiet because speaking felt difficult. Let it reach the part that worried it was asking for too much. You were not asking for too much. You were asking to be met as a person. You were asking for a little room inside your own life. You were asking for the right to stop being strong every minute. You were asking for a place where your weariness would not be treated like an inconvenience. That place begins here. Somewhere in your inner world, the day can begin to close the way a library closes after long hours of use. The final page does not need to be read twice. The last chair does not have to remain pulled out in case another task appears. The lamps do not argue with the evening wall, and their light is lowered. Shelf by shelf, the room accepts that enough has been asked of it. Think of all the thoughts that moved through you today as books that have been opened, carried, consulted, and returned. Some were useful, some were heavy, some were confusing, some held questions that cannot be answered yet. None of them must remain open in your hands through the night. They can be placed nearby without being forgotten. They can wait without becoming lost. The unfinished ones will still have their pages in the morning. The important ones will not vanish because the room grows dim. Even the mind that has spent the whole day learning, remembering, planning, and protecting is permitted to close its doors for a while. Knowledge does not disappear when a library becomes quiet. Care does not disappear when the chairs are empty. Responsibility does not disappear when the last light is lowered. Everything valuable remains. Only the activity ceases. Only the footsteps fade. Only the need to keep searching comes to an end for now. You have searched enough today. You have looked for answers, looked after people, looked ahead, looked back, and looked for the right way through. You do not have to keep every book open to prove that the questions matter. You can trust that what belongs to you will still be there when the doors open again. Not because every problem is gone. Not because every feeling has settled. Not because the future is certain. It begins because you no longer have to hide the cost of getting through the day. The cost is acknowledged. The effort is acknowledged. The love is acknowledged. The limits are acknowledged. You do not have to carry them alone in the dark. For now, the only truth that matters is this: you have done enough to be met with kindness. The day may have missed your effort. This quiet does not. The quiet does not ask you to earn what it gives. It does not ask how much you finished, how patient you were, or whether anyone approved of your choices. It does not compare your day with someone else's day. It does not measure your worth by the number of things crossed off a page. It meets you after the effort. It meets the face you wore for everyone else and the face beneath it. That outer face may have looked calm. It may have smiled when expected. It may have nodded, listened, reassured, and said the useful thing. It may have carried on with a steadiness that convinced other people you were doing well. Inside, there may have been another experience entirely. A thought repeating beneath the conversation. A tightness that never fully left. A sadness kept behind ordinary words. A worry placed temporarily out of sight each time someone needed you. You may have become skilled at living in two places at once. One part of you handled the visible day. Another part waited quietly with everything you could not attend to yet. That waiting part has not been forgotten. It may feel tender now that the world is becoming less demanding. It may feel unsure about coming forward. It may have learned that there is rarely enough time for its needs. It may expect to be postponed again. There is no need to push it away. You do not have to make it speak. You can let it know that it no longer has to disappear. Perhaps you spent the morning moving quickly before you had even understood how you felt. Your eyes opened, and the day seemed to enter before you had gathered yourself. There were thoughts waiting. There were practical things to remember. There may have been a name, a task, a concern, or an old feeling already present in your mind. You began carrying before your feet touched the floor. You may have told yourself that you would check in with yourself later. Later, you would breathe more freely. Later, you would sit down. Later, you would think about what was troubling you. Later, you would answer the question inside your own heart. Then one need became another, and later kept moving farther away. By afternoon, you may have forgotten that you had promised yourself anything at all. This happens to caring people. They place their own inner life at the end of the line because someone else's need appears clearer, louder, or more urgent. They do not always choose this consciously. They simply move toward what is asking for attention. You may have done that for years. You may have become the person who remembers, the person who checks, the person who adjusts, the person who keeps things from becoming worse. Others may trust you because you have shown them that you can handle difficult moments. They may bring you their worries because you know how to listen. They may lean on your steadiness without realizing that steadiness requires energy. Being trusted can be meaningful. It can also become heavy when no one asks where you place your own burdens. You may have heard many stories while keeping yours unspoken. You may have offered comfort while needing comfort. You may have helped someone see their value while quietly questioning your own. You may have encouraged another person to slow down while continuing to demand more from yourself. This does not make you false. It means wisdom is sometimes easier to offer than to receive. You know how to be kind. You may still be learning how to let kindness reach you. There can be a strange loneliness in being known as capable. People see what you accomplish and assume the effort is easy. They see that you usually find a way and begin to believe you will always find one. They notice your reliability, but not the private negotiations that make it possible. They do not see the moment before you say yes. They do not see the part of you that wanted to say you could not. They do not see the tired calculation, the rearranging, or the quiet sacrifice. They only see that you came through again. Then you may begin to see yourself through the same narrow view. You may believe that because you can carry something, you should carry it. Because you have survived hard days, you should not be affected by another one. Because other people depend on you, your limits should somehow disappear. Limits do not disappear when they are ignored. they become harder to hear. They may first speak as irritation, then as numbness, then as forgetfulness, heaviness, impatience, or a wish to withdraw from everything. You may judge these feelings, believing they prove you are becoming less loving. They may be saying the opposite. They may be saying that you have loved, given, and responded without enough renewal. A cup does not become selfish when it is empty. A lamp does not become uncaring when its fuel is low. A mind does not become weak when it has processed more than it can hold comfortably in one day. You are not betraying anyone by reaching your limit. You are meeting the truth. There may have been a moment today when a small thing felt much larger than it was. A noise may have bothered you. A delay may have felt unbearable. A question may have sounded like pressure. A change of plan may have brought tears close to the surface. You may have wondered why you reacted so strongly. The feeling may not have belonged only to that moment. It may have carried the weight of everything before it. The small thing may have been the final book placed on arms that were already full. There is no reason to shame yourself for trembling under a weight other people could not see. You were carrying more than the final moment revealed. Your response may have been information, not failure. It may have shown that you needed space before you knew how to ask for it. It may have shown that the day had become too loud. It may have shown that your body was trying to protect the little energy that remained. You can look back with compassion. You can say, I was overwhelmed. You can say, I needed help. You can say, I reached a limit. These words do not excuse harm. They create the honesty needed to repair what matters without adding self-hatred to the work. Cruelty toward yourself does not make you more accountable. It only gives you another wound to carry. You may believe that being hard on yourself is what keeps you responsible. You may fear that kindness will make you careless, yet fear is not the only teacher available to you. You can learn through understanding. You can change through love. You can recognize what went wrong without deciding that you are wrong at your core. You can make a different choice next time while offering mercy to the person who was doing their best with depleted strength. That person is still you. That person deserves honesty and care. There were likely things you handled well today that your mind has already dismissed. You adapted when something changed. You kept a promise. You completed an ordinary task that required more from you than usual. You responded to a difficult feeling without letting it make every decision. You may not remember these icy moments because the mind often records danger more clearly than steadiness. It returns to what went wrong, what could go wrong, and what remains unresolved. The moments that went well may pass without ceremony. They still belong to the truth of your day. You were not only the moment you lost patience, you were also the many moments you remained patient. You were not only the message you wish you had written differently. You were also the kindness in the messages before it. You were not only the task left undone. you were also the work you completed while carrying thoughts no one knew about. You were not only the hour that felt wasted, you were also the hours in which you continued despite uncertainty. A whole life cannot be understood through its hardest minute. A whole person cannot be measured by the moment their strength became thin. You are larger than the scene your mind keeps replaying. You contain many scenes. You contain effort, care, regret, courage, fear, humor, tenderness, and the wish to begin again. The night can hold all of that without demanding that one part defeat another. You do not need to become only grateful. You do not need to become only calm. You do not need to turn every painful experience into a lesson before you can lie still. Some things hurt before they teach anything. Some things remain disappointing. Some losses cannot be improved by a better attitude. Some people may never understand what their choices cost you. You are not required to pretend otherwise. Comfort is not the denial of truth. It is a safe place from which truth can be felt without consuming everything. You can admit that something was unfair. You can admit that you are hurt. You can admit that you needed more support. You can admit that you wanted someone to choose you, notice you, defend you, thank you, or stay. Nothing about these needs makes you demanding. They are human needs. You may have learned to hide them because needing felt unsafe. You may have been praised for being independent, easygoing, mature, strong, or low maintenance. Those words may have sounded loving, yet they may also have taught you that being accepted required asking for little. You may have become proud of how rarely you needed help. You may have confused being unsupported with being strong. There is strength in standing alone when you must. There is also strength in admitting that you were never meant to stand alone forever. You deserve relationships where care moves in both directions. You deserve moments when someone remembers without being reminded. You deserve to be asked how you are and to feel that the answer matters. Even when that care has been missing, your need for it is not a flaw. The absence of care does not prove you were unworthy of it. Sometimes people fail to give what they do not know how to give. Sometimes they are distracted by their own pain. Sometimes they mistake your silence for ease. Sometimes they benefit from your strength and never think to ask what it costs. Their failure to notice does not define your value. You remain worthy of tenderness. You remain worthy when you are useful and when you are not. You remain worthy when you have answers and when you are confused. You remain worthy when you offer support and when you need it. You remain worthy when your face is composed and when tears arrive. Your value is not created by endurance. It was present before you learned to endure. You may have forgotten that because endurance received praise. People admired how you kept going. They told you that you were strong. They may have meant it kindly. Few people tell the strong person that they do not have to prove it again tomorrow. Let that be said now. You do not have to repeat every difficult pattern to keep the identity you built around surviving it. You can be strong and choose ease when ease becomes available. You can be dependable and ask for support. You can be loving and say no. You can be generous and protect your energy. You can be brave enough to stop before you collapse. These are not contradictions. They are the fuller shape of strength. Real strength includes the wisdom to receive. It includes the honesty to say, I cannot carry this well right now. It includes the humility to let someone else help. It includes the courage to disappoint an expectation that is hurting you. You may not be ready to make every change. There is no demand to rebuild your life in this hour. The night is not asking for decisions. It is offering a place where the pressure to decide can become smaller. The mind may want to turn comfort into another project. It may begin making plans to improve your boundaries, your schedule, your relationships, or your habits. These plans may be useful later. They do not need to be completed now. You can understand something without acting on it immediately. You can recognize a pattern and let the recognition settle. You can know that change is needed without forcing change from a weary state. Insight does not expire overnight. The truth will still be true after your body has been given care. For now, you are not a problem to solve. You are a person reaching the end of a demanding day. That is enough explanation. The weariness you feel may come from responsibility, worry, grief, constant alertness, poor sleep, emotional strain, or the long habit of putting everyone else first. It may also have physical or mental health causes that deserve attention. Quiet hours and restorative routines can support your well-being, but they are not medical treatment. If exhaustion, burnout, persistent low mood, or changes in your ability to function continue, you deserve real support from a qualified professional. Seeking that care is not a failure of strength or faith. It is another way of honoring your life. You do not have to wait until you are completely overwhelmed. You do not have to prove that things are bad enough. Your home pain does not need to become an emergency before it deserves attention. Support can be part of the path. The night can comfort you, and another human being can help you carry what needs more than comfort. Both can be true. You may have been trying to explain your exhaustion as a character flaw. You may have called yourself lazy when your mind was overloaded. You may have called yourself unmotivated when your heart was discouraged. You may have called yourself difficult when you were overstimulated. You may have called yourself weak when you had been strong for too long. Those names were too harsh. They did not tell the whole story. You are not a machine that has malfunctioned. You are not a burden because you have needs. You are not failing because you cannot keep giving at the same rate. You are a person whose inner resources have been used. Resources can return, not through punishment, not through pressure, not through another demand to become better immediately. They return through care, nourishment, boundaries, support, and time. They return when the body is no longer treated like an obstacle. They return when the mind is not forced to work through every dark hour. They return when feelings are met instead of hurried away. You cannot insult yourself into renewal. You cannot shame yourself into peace. You cannot demand calm from a system that still believes it must protect you. Safety is learned through experience. It is learned in moments when nothing terrible happens because you stop pushing. It is learned when you leave something unfinished and discover that the world continues. It is learned when you say no and remain worthy. It is learned when you ask for help and are not diminished. It is learned when you become quiet without needing to apologize. Your body may need many such moments. It may not trust one peaceful evening immediately. It may stay alert out of habit. It may hold tension because tension has become familiar. Familiar does not always mean safe. It only means practiced. A new practice can begin without force. You can show your body that this bed, this room, and this hour contain no task. You can show your mind that a thought does not require an answer. You can show your heart that it is not being abandoned when the world becomes still. You are staying with yourself. This is different from being alone. Being alone can feel like no one is coming. Staying with yourself means someone has arrived. You have arrived, not as the critic, not as the manager, not as the voice that lists everything that should have been done. You have arrived as the part willing to listen. That part does not need perfect words. It can begin with a quiet understanding. I know today was hard. I know you tried to hide it. I know you kept going. I know you wanted relief. I know you were carrying more than you said. This understanding can move through you without becoming a performance. You do not have to repeat anything aloud. You do not have to create a special feeling. The words can simply be nearby. Like a familiar book placed within reach, they do not need to be opened all at once. Their presence is enough to remind you that comfort exists. The inner room may still feel busy. Thoughts may continue moving between the shelves. Old memories may appear without invitation. The mind may reach for another explanation. Let the movement slow in its own way. A library does not close by throwing every book into darkness. The ending happens in small, orderly gestures. A page is marked, a volume is returned, a chair is eased beneath a table, a lamp is lowered. Footsteps grow less frequent. Nothing valuable is destroyed. Nothing important is denied. The room becomes quiet because the time for activity has passed. Your inner world can learn this rhythm. The question does not have to be answered before it is set down. The memory does not have to disappear before the light is lowered. The concern does not have to become unimportant before it is returned to its place. You can care and close the book. You can love and leave the page. You can remain responsible without reading through the night. The mind may say, I must remember. You can trust that what truly needs your attention will not vanish because you become still. The mind may say, I must prepare. You can answer that preparation also includes renewal. The mind may say, I should have done more. You can remember that the day had limits, and so did you. The mind may say, I cannot stop thinking. You do not have to stop every thought. You only have to stop following each one down every aisle. Some thoughts can pass between the shelves without being checked out. Some questions can remain closed until morning. Some fears can be heard without being believed. This is not neglect. It is discernment. You are choosing which inner voice receives your remaining attention. The voice of pressure has spoken all day. The voice of compassion may now speak lower, slower, and closer. It does not tell you that everything is perfect. It tells you that you do not have to face everything at once. It does not promise that every difficulty will disappear. It reminds you that difficult things become harder when you are depleted. It does not ask you to abandon your responsibilities. It asks you to remember that you are one of them. You are also someone in your care. Your needs belong on the page. Your name belongs on the list of lives worth protecting. Your inner peace is not a luxury left over after everyone else is satisfied. It is part of what lets you live with a whole heart. You may have feared that caring for yourself would take something away from others. Yet the version of you who is constantly emptied cannot give freely. Giving begins to feel like disappearing. Kindness begins to carry resentment. Love begins to feel like duty. Care for yourself does not make your loves smaller. It gives your love somewhere to come home to. You are not required to become endlessly available. You are not an open room where everyone may enter at any hour. Even a library has closing doors. Even a place built for service becomes silent. Even shelves filled with answers spend hours in darkness. Nothing is lost in that darkness. The room keeps what it knows. The books remain. The chairs wait. The doors are not angry when they close. They are honoring the rhythm that makes tomorrow possible. You can honor that rhythm within yourself. You can stop being available to every thought. You can close the door on imagined conversations. You can let unfinished work remain on its shelf. You can leave the future outside the room. Morning has not entered yet. It does not need to. The future can wait without punishment. Your responsibilities can wait without resentment. The people you care about can survive these quiet hours without access to every part of you. The room within you does not need to stay open all night to prove that you care. You have cared. You have shown it. You have lived it. Now the lights can lower a little more, not because nothing matters, because you matter too. Your body has been waiting to be included in that truth. It has carried you through each conversation, each obligation, each private wave of feeling. It has tightened when you needed to appear composed. It has stayed upright when part of you wanted to fold inward. It has moved through hours your heart had not fully agreed to enter. It did not betray you by becoming weary. It did not fail because it asked you to slow down. Its heaviness is not an accusation. It is a message from something loyal. Your body has worked without asking to be admired. Your heart has kept its rhythm through moments of worry. Your lungs have continued their quiet exchange while your attention lived elsewhere. Your hands have opened doors, carried objects, answered messages, prepared what was needed, and reached toward others. So much has happened beneath your awareness. You have not had to command every small act of survival. Life within you has continued its work without applause. There is comfort in remembering this. Not everything depends on conscious effort. You do not have to personally supervise every process that brings you back toward balance. You do not have to understand each movement of renewal before it can begin. You do not have to force your mind to become perfectly empty before your body can receive anything good from stillness. Much of what restores you happens quietly. During sleep, the body turns its attention toward maintenance and renewal. The brain continues important work connected with memory, emotion, and the experiences of the day. These natural processes are not magic, and they do not replace medical care when care is needed. They are part of the ordinary wisdom of being human. You do not have to perform them correctly. You only create room for them. This is why becoming still is not wasted time. It may look as though nothing is happening. The room is dark, the phone is quiet, the tasks remain where they were left. No one is watching, no visible achievement appears. Yet the absence of activity is not the absence of value. The body uses quiet in ways the busy mind cannot measure from moment to moment. It has its own pace, it has its own order. It knows how to turn inward when fewer demands are arriving. Your mind also needs periods when new information stops entering. All day it has taken in voices, faces, choices, sounds, worries, instructions, memories, and small changes in the world around you. Even a simple day can contain more information than you realize. Every room you entered asked your mind to adjust. Every person carried a mood your nervous system may have sensed. Every unfinished task remained somewhere in awareness. Every decision, even the ordinary ones, required a little energy. By evening, the mind may feel crowded, not because you are incapable, but because it has been open for many hours. It has been receiving, sorting, comparing, remembering, anticipating. Now it can stop taking new books from the shelves. It can place a marker where it left off. It can trust that the page will remain. You may still hear thoughts moving through the inner room. That does not mean nothing is changing. A library near closing is not instantly silent. There are final footsteps. A chair moves. A page turns. Someone gathers what they have been using. The hush arrives gradually. Your mind can close in the same way. It does not need to become blank. It only needs to stop being recruited by every thought. A memory may pass. It can pass. A concern may appear. It can remain unopened. A plan may begin forming. It can be marked for another time. You do not have to chase each thought to the end of its sentence. The ending of mental work can be quiet and incomplete. You may have believed that peace would come only after every problem was settled. That belief can keep a person awake for years. Life rarely reaches a point where nothing remains uncertain. There is usually something being decided, awaited, repaired, learned, or understood. Peace cannot depend on the disappearance of every unfinished thing. It has to become possible in their presence. This does not mean pretending that the unfinished does not matter. It means changing your relationship with it for a few hours. The question can matter without being answered now. The person can matter without being mentally carried through the night. The future can matter without being rehearsed. Your responsibilities can matter without sitting on your chest. You can put something down without declaring it unimportant. That is one of the kindest truths you may learn. Setting down is not abandonment. Closing is not rejection. Becoming quiet is not indifference. Sometimes it is the most responsible choice available. A mind that has been given recovery can see with greater clarity. A body that has been treated with respect can meet the next day with more steadiness. A heart that is not forced to remain open to every demand may remember its own shape. You are not losing time by caring for the vessel through which you live. You are protecting your ability to remain present. There may be an old voice inside you that disagrees. It may say there is too much to do. It may remind you of people who seem to manage more. It may say that you should have planned better, worked faster, been stronger, or needed less. This voice often speaks with confidence. Confidence is not the same as truth. It may be repeating rules learned in a season when love felt connected to usefulness. It may have been shaped by homes, workplaces, or relationships where slowing down brought criticism. It may believe that your safety depends on never becoming a burden. You do not have to shame this voice either. It learned fear. It learned to push because pushing once helped you survive. It learned that stopping could expose feelings you did not know how to carry. It learned that achievement could bring approval. It learned that being needed could create belonging. The voice may be trying to protect you from rejection. You can understand its fear without obeying its cruelty. You can say, I hear that you are worried. You can say, we are not in that old room now. You can say, nothing valuable is being taken from us by becoming still. You can say, we will return when there is more strength. The words do not need to be spoken aloud. They can move through you as reassurance. You are teaching your inner world a new ending to the day, not collapse, not criticism, not a final review of every mistake, not an argument with your own limits. A closing, a respectful lowering of activity. A recognition that the hours of giving have ended. You may not be accustomed to endings that are kind. Perhaps the day often ends because you can no longer continue. You work until the body forces the issue. You scroll until your eyes ache. You think until thought becomes confusion. You remain available until resentment begins to rise. Then you call the collapse relaxation. But collapse and care are not the same. Collapse happens after every signal has been ignored. Care begins while you can still hear yourself. You are learning to hear sooner. You are learning that the first signs of weariness do not need to become emergencies. You are learning that comfort is not something reserved for the point of breaking. This learning may take time. There may be evenings when your body lies down, but your inner world continues pacing. There may be nights when calm seems far away. There may be mornings when you do not feel as renewed as you hoped. None of this makes the practice meaningless. A kind rhythm is built through return. You return to the room. You return to the breath already moving. You return to the understanding that no more is owed in this hour. You return to yourself without keeping score. You do not need to punish the mind for remaining active. An active mind is often a protective mind. It may have spent years watching for change in someone's voice, expression, or mood. It may have learned to prepare for disappointment before disappointment arrived. It may try to stay one step ahead of pain. That vigilance can continue even when the room is safe. The mind may need repeated experiences of nothing going wrong when it becomes quiet. It may need to learn that darkness does not always hide danger. Sometimes darkness means the workday is finished. Sometimes a closed door protects peace. Sometimes silence is not abandonment. Sometimes no one is asking because you are finally free from being asked. The night does not need anything from you. It does not need an explanation of the day. It does not need a promise about tomorrow. It does not need you to become wiser before morning. You can enter it without credentials. You can enter with confusion. You can enter with a heart that still hurts. You can enter with thoughts that are unfinished. You can enter as you are. The body may still carry the posture of responsibility. Your jaw may remember the words it did not say. Your neck may carry the weight of concentration. Your back may hold the long hours of staying upright. Your stomach may carry the tension of waiting for outcomes you cannot control. These places did not become tense to make life harder. They responded to what you were living. A clenched jaw may have helped you remain silent. Raised shoulders may have protected a tender chest. A tight stomach may have prepared for uncertainty. A furrowed brow may have worked to understand what felt confusing. Your body has been translating the day. It deserves gratitude before release. You do not have to look at it as an enemy that refuses to relax. You can see it as a companion that has been standing beside you through everything. It tried to help. It stayed ready. It carried what it could. Now the message can begin to change. The room is closing. The last visitors are leaving. No new question will be brought to the desk. No urgent volume needs to be found. No chair needs to remain waiting for another person. The inner staff can stop moving from aisle to aisle. The building can become quiet without fear that something important will be missed. Imagine the final pages turning at an unhurried pace. There is no need to race toward the ending. The reader finishes the line they are on and closes the cover. That is enough. Your thoughts can do the same. One thought may complete itself. Another may remain halfway formed. Both are acceptable. Not every inner story needs a conclusion before sleep. A bookmark is enough. A quiet promise to return is enough. The chairs begin to slide beneath the tables. Their movement is low and brief. Each one is returned to its place, not because the people who sat there did anything wrong, but because the room is changing purposes. It was a place of activity. Now it becomes a place of keeping. It keeps the books. It keeps the knowledge. It keeps the stories. It keeps every answer discovered during the day. Nothing has to remain open for the room to remember what it contains. Your mind can keep what matters without continuing to work on it. The conversation will not be erased. The lesson will not disappear. The task will not lose its name. The love you feel will still be there. The pain you are carrying will not be denied. Everything can remain without being actively handled. Shelf by shelf, the lights become lower, not all at once. The far corners darken first. Then the long tables receive less light. The titles on the spines become harder to read. The mind no longer needs to identify every book. You do not need to know which feeling is passing. You do not need to name every sensation. You do not need to decide whether you are calm enough. The demand to understand can fade with the light. Some part of you may resist. It may say that darkness makes it harder to stay in control. It may fear what will happen when the familiar work of thinking is no longer available. Resistance is not failure. It is a protective hesitation. You do not have to overcome it. You can make the request smaller. You do not have to surrender the whole day. You can set down one moment. You do not have to trust the entire night. You can trust this minute. You do not have to become completely peaceful. you can become a little less responsible for everything. Small willingness counts. The nervous system understands repetition more than grand promises. Each time you choose not to follow a worry, you create a tiny experience of safety. Each time you leave a question for morning, you show yourself that uncertainty can be survived without endless review. Each time you respond to weariness with care instead of criticism, an old pattern loosens. It may loosen slowly. Slow is still movement. The deepest forms of renewal often happen without drama. No announcement is made, no sudden transformation is required. The change may be a jaw that is no longer gripping as tightly, a breath that leaves with less resistance, a thought that passes without beginning a chain of 10 more, a shoulder that remembers it does not have to protect you from the bed beneath it. These small changes matter. The body learns through them. It learns that it can be supported instead of commanded. It learns that the surface beneath you will carry some of your weight. It learns that every muscle does not need to remain employed. It learns that this hour has a different set of rules. There is nothing to win, nothing to prevent, nothing to prove. You may have spent much of your life believing that improvement had to hurt. You may have believed that growth required constant discipline, correction, and pressure. Yet living things also grow in darkness. Roots deepen where no one watches. Seeds change beneath the ground. The heart continues without applause. The mind integrates experience while conscious effort becomes quiet. Not all progress feels like movement. Sometimes progress feels like not pushing. Sometimes it feels like leaving the book closed. Sometimes it feels like accepting that you have reached the end of your available energy without turning that truth into a judgment. You are not behind in this moment. There is no race inside the room. No one else's pace belongs here. The person who seems to do more has a life you cannot fully see. The person who appears calm may carry invisible strain. Comparison takes a small view of two complicated lives and turns it into a verdict. You do not need that verdict. Your body is living your life. Your heart is carrying your history. Your capacity changes with what you have experienced, what support you have, and what the day has asked. You can meet your actual capacity without shame. You can stop demanding the capacity of an imaginary person who has never lived through what you have. This honesty is not surrender. It is the beginning of wise care. You would not ask a library to remain open without end because people might still want answers. You would understand that the room needs closing hours. The books need to be returned. The workers need to leave. The lights need to dim. You would not call the building lazy. You would call the closing necessary. You deserve the same understanding. There will always be one more thought that could be considered, one more task that could be started, one more message that could be checked, one more possibility that could be imagined. The existence of one more does not mean you must give it your attention. The doors can close while needs still exist beyond them. The room can become unavailable. You can become unavailable too. Not forever, not with anger, only for these hours. Your attention can return to its own home. Your energy can stop flowing outward. Your name can be removed from the list of people currently on duty. The things you love will not be harmed by this. The people you care for are not being rejected. Tomorrow is not being abandoned. You are making room to meet them with something other than depletion. This is a loving act. Quietly loving, unseen, much like the things you did today. No one may witness this choice either. No one may know that you stopped criticizing yourself. No one may know that you left the final message unanswered. No one may know that you chose the pillow instead of another hour of worry. It still matters. Invisible care counts too. You spent the day giving forms of care no one saw. Now you can receive a form no one sees. The darkened room does not ask to be praised for protecting its books. It closes because closure belongs to its nature. You can become still because stillness belongs to yours. Not every moment of your life was meant to be productive. Some moments exist for repair. Some hours exist for forgetting the pressure of being useful. Some darkness exists so that the eyes no longer have to search. The lights continue lowering. The shelves no longer call attention to themselves. Every title becomes equal in the dimness. The urgent book and the ordinary book stand together. The painful memory and the practical task lose their power to compete. Nothing is being chosen now. Nothing is being ranked. Nothing is being solved. The room bows to evening. You can bow with it, not in defeat, in recognition. The day has taken what it needed. Your effort has reached its natural edge. The inner doors are beginning to close. What matters will remain. What waits will wait. What belongs to morning will meet you there. For now, the quiet is doing work that force could never do. Force has carried you far enough. The hush now moving through the inner room has another way of caring for you. It does not drag the day from your hands. It does not command your thoughts to disappear. It does not insist that you become different before the darkness can receive you. It waits for each part of you to understand that the doors are closing kindly. There is tenderness in an ending that does not slam. There is safety in a light that lowers slowly. There is dignity in a room that finishes its work without pretending the work never mattered. The library has held many people through the day. It has received their questions, their searches, their worries, and their hopes. Some came looking for answers. Some came because they needed somewhere quiet to sit. Some opened books they understood. Others stared at the same page for a long time because their minds were elsewhere. The room did not judge any of them. It did not demand that every visitor leave wiser. It offered a chair. It offered shelter. It kept the noise of the outer world at a distance. When evening comes, the room offers itself the same mercy. It does not remain open to prove that it was useful. It does not keep its lamps burning because someone somewhere may still need something. It has given what it could give. Now it becomes quiet enough to receive its own stillness. You have given what you could give too. Some of it was received with gratitude. Some of it may have passed without recognition. Some of it may have been expected as though it cost you nothing. Some of it may not have created the outcome you hoped for. Still, you gave from the place you were in. You met the day with the strength available to you. You cannot ask the evening to return the energy exactly as it was. Renewal is not a transaction that can be inspected the moment it begins. It is more like the slow settling of a room after the final footsteps have left. At first, the silence may feel incomplete. A sound from outside may enter. A floorboard may answer the cooling air. The building may keep small memories of movement. Then those sounds become part of the stillness rather than interruptions to it. Your thoughts can become part of the stillness too. Calm does not always mean the absence of thought. Sometimes calm is the moment thoughts stop being emergencies. A concern may remain, but it does not have to pull you upright. A memory may remain, but it does not have to become a trial. A feeling may remain, but it does not have to be pushed away before you can be supported. The shelves do not empty when the library closes. They remain full. The difference is that nothing is being demanded from them. You can remain full of feeling without being required to process all of it now. You can remain full of questions without opening each one. You can remain full of love without sending it outward. You can remain full of life while becoming very still. This is not emptiness. It is containment. Everything has a place. The stories stay between their covers. The tables hold nothing urgent. The chairs no longer carry anyone's weight. The room does not lose its purpose when it becomes inactive. It enters another purpose. It keeps. It protects. It settles. It waits. There may be a part of you that has always believed waiting is dangerous. It may believe that anything unattended will grow worse. It may believe that if you loosen your grip, something important will slip away. That belief may have kept you watchful. It may have taught you to rehearse tomorrow before the present day had ended. It may have taught you to check on people who had not checked on you. It may have taught you to remain mentally available even after every visible duty was complete. You were trying to prevent loss. You were trying to prevent disappointment. You were trying to prevent the shock of being unprepared. There is love beneath some of that vigilance. There is fear beneath it too. Both deserve understanding. You do not have to tear the fear from its place. You can sit beside it until it sees that the room is becoming dark without becoming unsafe. The shelves are still standing. The books are still where they belong. The doors are closed, but nothing precious has been thrown away. The lamps are low, but the knowledge remains. You can tell the watchful part of you that nothing essential is being lost. The plans remain. The names remain. The commitments remain. The lessons remain. Your care remains. You are only ending your active relationship with them for these hours. That is all an evening asks. Not forgetting, not denying, only no longer reaching. The hand can stop searching for another volume. The eyes can stop scanning titles. The mind can stop deciding what comes next. The library knows that morning will bring another opening. It does not fear that quiet will erase its purpose. It trusts the rhythm because it has closed before. You have also closed before. You have survived nights when you did not solve everything. You have awakened after leaving questions unanswered. You have stepped into new days without fully controlling what they would bring. You may not remember these quiet successes because they looked like ordinary mornings. Yet each one is evidence. You have released your grip before, and life continued. You have become unavailable before, and what truly mattered found you again. You have slept beside uncertainty before, and morning still came. The inner room can learn from this. It does not have to trust an idea. It can trust experience. There have been countless hours when your conscious mind stepped back and the world did not collapse. Your heart kept its rhythm. The building around you remained standing. The people you loved continued their own lives. Problems waited without becoming proof that you had failed. You are not the only force keeping everything together. That can be difficult to accept when you have been the dependable one. It may even bring sadness. You may realize how long you have lived as though every loose thread belonged in your hands. You may recognize the years spent believing that care meant constant readiness. You may see how often you treated your own quiet as negotiable. Let the sadness be honest. It does not need to become regret. You did what you knew. You used the tools you had. You protected what mattered in the ways you had learned. Now another way is becoming visible. A room can serve deeply and still close. A person can care deeply and still withdraw from duty. A heart can love without remaining on guard. A mind can be responsible without maintaining a night watch. The closing hush teaches through example. No speech is given. No rule is posted. The last pages turn. The final readers gather their things. A chair slides beneath a table. Another follows. The small sounds travel through the room and fade. The person at the far desk closes a book without resentment toward the pages that remain unread. The book is not offended. The unread pages do not call after them. They wait. So much in life knows how to wait more peacefully than your fear has told you. A task can wait. A decision can wait. A difficult conversation can wait until you have more steadiness. An answer can wait until the question is clearer. A healing process can move at a pace you cannot force. You do not need to turn waiting into suffering. Waiting can be a shelf. It can be a protected place where something remains until the proper hour. You may place today's unanswered questions there, not in a pile on the floor, not scattered through your dreams, said with care. The question about what comes next, the question about whether someone understands, the question about whether you made the right choice, the question about whether you are doing enough, the question about how things will work out. Each one can have a place. You do not have to carry them all between your ribs. The shelf is strong. The room can keep them. A thought that has a place does not need to wander. A worry that has been acknowledged does not need to shout as loudly. You can say, I know you are here. You can say, you have not been forgotten. You can say, you do not need an answer in the dark. Then the light over that shelf can lower, not vanish. Lower, enough to signal that no reading is required. The far end of the room settles first, then another aisle, then another. The lowering light seems to move through the space like a quiet blessing. It touches every subject without choosing one as more deserving. History becomes quiet. Poetry becomes quiet. The books of instruction and the books of questions stand together without asking to be opened. Your different inner voices can stand together too. The part that is hopeful, the part that is afraid, the part that believes you will be all right, the part that is not sure, the part that wants change, the part that wants everything familiar. No voice has to win. They can all become less active. You do not need inner agreement before you become still. Conflicting feelings can share the same shelf. Love and disappointment can stand side by side. Relief and grief can exist in the same room. Courage can live near uncertainty. You do not have to choose one truth and exile the rest. The closing hush makes room for complexity without asking it to speak. This is what you may offer yourself now. A place where every part belongs and no part must perform. The capable part can step away from the desk. The worried part can stop checking the clock. The caring part can put down the list of names. The younger part that still fears being forgotten can remain near warmth. The disappointed part can close its eyes without being told to be grateful. The angry part can become quiet without being called wrong. The lonely part does not have to pretend it enjoys carrying everything alone. Each part can be recognized. Then each part can become less busy. You are not abandoning yourself when your awareness becomes dimmer. You are gathering yourself into a safer shape. The library's evening does not scatter its contents. It holds them more closely. Doors close. Windows reflect the room back to itself. The outer world becomes less present. What remains inside is sheltered. Your attention can turn inward in the same way, not toward analysis, toward shelter. You are not entering your mind to search for another answer. You are entering on your own care. The difference matters. Searching leans forward. Care settles near. Searching wants resolution. Care can remain with what has not resolved. Searching asks what should be done. Care asks what is needed now. The answer need not be complicated. Less light, less pressure, less reaching. A slower breath when it comes naturally. A sense of the surface beneath you. The knowledge that no one needs a response from you in this moment. These small truths can become the walls of the inner room. The day stays outside them. Tomorrow stays outside them. Other people's expectations stay outside them. You are not building permanent walls against life. You are creating closing hours. There is wisdom in a boundary that opens again after renewal. There is love in a door that says, "Not now." There is faith in leaving a page unread. You do not have to know exactly how calm will return. You only need to stop interrupting every quiet movement with another demand. Calm may not arrive as a dramatic feeling. It may first appear as less resistance, a little less urgency, a little less need to review, a little more space around the thought, a little more trust in the bed beneath you. You may not even recognize the moment the inner room changes. One lamp lowers, then another. Your mind follows a thought halfway down an aisle and decides not to continue. Your body gives up one layer of bracing. Your heart realizes it is not being asked to explain itself. This is enough. You do not need a perfect descent. You do not need to feel peaceful in every part of yourself. You only need a place to begin. Let that place be the image of the room bowing to evening. Not defeated, not emptied of value. Honoring the natural limit of activity. Even knowledge rests. Even questions become quiet. Even rooms devoted to learning stop searching. The mind that has spent all day trying to understand is not failing when it stops. It is completing a cycle. The heart that has spent all day caring is not becoming cold when it withdraws. It is returning to its own warmth. The body that has spent all day carrying is not becoming weak when it lies heavy. It is handing weight back to the earth beneath it. You may let the whole inner room bow. The shelves bow through their stillness. The tables bow through their emptiness. The chairs bow as they are tucked away. The lights bow as they lower. Nothing is forced to the floor. Everything becomes humbler before the night. You can become humble before your own limits too. You do not have to conquer this day. You have lived it. You do not have to master every feeling it created. You have survived their presence. You do not have to enter morning before it arrives. You can remain here. The room is still becoming quieter. The last person has gone. The final chair is in place. A hand reaches toward the nearest lamp. Be full. It lowers. There is one moment of warm light across the table, one moment when the surface is seen clearly without anything waiting upon it. Let that table be the place where you set down your effort, not the results, not the judgment. The effort itself, the trying, the caring, the holding together, the many times you return to what needed you. Place it there. See how much space it took. See how faithfully you carried it. You do not have to call it small because others did not witness it. You do not have to call it ordinary because it happened in familiar rooms. Your effort was real. Now it can lie on the table without being carried farther. The lamp lowers. The effort does not disappear. It becomes part of the day that has ended. There is a line you may keep near you as the light fades. As inner lights lower, calm gathers within. Nothing in that line asks you to create calm. It gathers. Nothing asks you to chase it. It gathers. Nothing asks you to deserve it. It gathers within the space that pressure leaves behind. You can hear the line without forcing yourself to believe it fully. As inner lights lower, calm gathers within. Let it be no more demanding than the quiet movement of a chair being returned beneath a table. It does not need a strong voice. It does not need certainty. It can remain low and close. As inner lights lower, calm gathers within. The words may reach one part of you before they reach another. That is all right. The mind may resist them. The body may still feel alert. The heart may still be carrying something tender. You are not required to agree all at once. A smaller willingness is enough. I can let one inner light grow dim. Only one. The light over the conversation you cannot change. The light over tomorrow's unfinished list. The light over the question that has no answer yet. Choose nothing deliberately if choosing feels like effort. Let whichever light is ready lower first. Another can follow later. The room does not hurry. The hush does not measure progress. It receives each small movement as complete. There is no failure if some lights remain. A building can be mostly dark before every lamp has been switched off. You can be moving toward quiet while thoughts are still present. You can be cared for while part of you is uncertain. You can receive the evening without becoming perfectly calm. The door is not closed against the parts that struggle. They are inside too. They belong to the room. They are not asked to leave. They are asked only to stop working so hard. The worried part can sit. The responsible part can put its hands in its lap. The grieving part can lean back. The part that feels forgotten can remain near the warmth of the final light. No one inside you is being dismissed. Said, the whole inner room is being cared for. This is how the hush becomes more than silence. It becomes companionship. It says, you do not have to carry yourself alone. It says, nothing inside you must be hidden before it can be comforted. It says, the day is not being erased. It is being placed where it belongs. Behind you, outside the closing doors, kept safely in the hours that have already passed. You may feel how much you wanted someone to do this for you, to gather the loose pieces of the day, to close the doors, to lower the lights, to tell you that no more will be asked. Let that longing be honored. It points toward something true. You needed care. You still do. The care may come through many forms, through another person, through professional support, through a boundary, through a quieter routine, through the choice to stop pushing when your whole being has asked for relief. This moment is one small form. You are listening. You are not dismissing the message. You are not turning weariness into another accusation. That matters. A new relationship with yourself is built through moments like this. Not through grand declarations, but through the decision to believe your own signals. The decision to stop before everything becomes unbearable. The decision to let care count even when no one sees it. The decision to leave the inner library closed until morning. You may keep the line near you. The line can remain near you as the room darkens. There is no need to repeat it on command. It has already been placed in the room. Like a book returned to its proper shelf, it will remain where you can find it. The room knows what to keep. The dark knows how to shelter it. The quiet knows how to carry it deeper than effort can. For now, one inner light may lower, then another, then the need to watch them all. The need to watch them all can fade without leaving anything unprotected. You have already carried the room through its closing. The books have been returned. The chairs are in place. The final lamps are low. Nothing remains for you to manage. Now your body can be included in the hush. It has waited beneath every thought. It has carried every feeling before you found words for it. It has held the shape of your effort long after the effort ended. There is no need to command it. Thanking can come before release. Your forehead has worked hard today. It tightened while you concentrated. It gathered when you were confused. It lifted when you tried to understand what someone meant. It held thoughts that arrived too quickly. Let the forehead know that no answer is required now. Let the skin above your eyes become less responsible. Let the small muscles there stop holding the day in place. Your eyes have looked at so much. Faces, screens, rooms, words, tasks, changes in expression. Signs that someone needed something. They have searched for what was next and checked what had already happened. They do not need to look for anything more. Thank them for finding your way through the day. Let them become heavy without apology. Let the darkness meet them fully. Your eyes do not have to keep watch. Your cheeks can lose the expression they wore for other people. The polite smile can leave. The composed face can leave. The look that said you were all right can leave. No expression is needed here. Your face can return to itself. Your jaw may still remember every word you held back. It may remember the moment you wanted to defend yourself. It may remember the conversation you rehearsed but never had. It may remember every careful answer. Thank it for helping you choose restraint when restraint felt necessary. It no longer needs to keep those words contained. The unsaid things can remain unsaid for now. Your teeth do not need to meet. Your tongue does not need to prepare a reply. Your mouth can become quiet. The space around your lips can loosen. The throat has carried many kinds of effort. Words spoken, words swallowed, truths delayed, comfort offered, questions answered. It has helped you sound steady when you did not feel steady. Thank your throat for carrying your voice. Let it stop preparing to explain. You do not need to justify your feelings. You do not need to make anyone understand. You do not need to find the perfect sentence before morning. The throat can become open and unguarded. Your neck has turned toward every call. It has leaned toward voices. It has bent over work. It has held the weight of thought. It may have tightened whenever you anticipated another demand. Thank your neck for keeping your head upright through all of it. Let it be supported now. Nothing needs to be held above the surface beneath you. The weight of your head can belong to the pillow. The neck can stop negotiating with gravity. Your shoulders have been faithful carriers. They rose around your heart when life felt uncertain. They held responsibility as though responsibility had a physical weight. They stayed ready for what might come next. Thank them for trying to protect you. They can move away from your ears. They can widen. They can become less involved in the future. The next hour does not belong on your shoulders. Tomorrow does not belong there either. Your arms have reached towards so much. They have carried what needed carrying. They have lifted, cleaned, typed, prepared, offered, and embraced. They may have moved through the day without receiving any care in return. Thank them for their service. Let the upper arms become heavy. Let the elbows stop holding themselves ready. Let the forearms sink. Nothing needs to be lifted. Nothing needs to be passed from one hand to another. Your hands have completed many small acts that no one counted. They opened and closed. They held a phone. They touched a face. They moved objects into place. They may have gripped when uncertainty rose. Thank each palm. Thank each finger. They do not need to hold the world together. Let the fingers uncurl in their own time. Let the palms become empty. Emptiness is safe here. The chest has protected what you feel. It has tightened around disappointment. It has lifted with hope. It has ached when someone you love was hurting. It has held loneliness behind ordinary movements. Thank your chest for making room for so much life. It does not need to armor the heart now. The ribs can move without effort. The breath can come as it comes. Nothing has to be made deeper. Nothing has to be controlled. Your heart has continued through everything. It kept its rhythm while you were distracted. It stayed with you through fear. It moved through joy that was brief and sorrow that lasted longer. It did not ask whether you were doing enough before continuing its work. Thank your heart for its quiet loyalty. It does not need to carry every person inside it at once. Those you love can remain loved without being actively worried over. Your care does not disappear when your attention turns inward. The heart can have a smaller room for these hours, a quieter room, a protected room. Your upper back has supported the posture of being capable. It held you upright in places where you wanted to lean. It carried the unspoken expectation that you would manage. Thank it for standing behind you. It no longer needs to prove your strength. Let the muscles near the shoulder blades spread toward the bed. Let the surface beneath you accept what they have carried. You do not have to remain upright, but in spirit while the body lies down. You can be fully supported. The middle of your back may hold the shape of long hours. It may remember chairs, work, travel, and the effort of staying present. Thank it for continuing. Let it widen with every natural exhale. Let the space around the spine become less guarded. No one is asking you to straighten. No one is judging your posture. Your body can choose comfort over appearance. Your lower back has helped you bear weight. It may have tightened when you felt unsupported. It may have worked harder when you did not know where else to place the burden. Thank it for carrying you. Let it become broad against the bed. Let it know that the night is underneath you. It does not have to hold itself away from support. The ground beneath your life can carry you for a while. Your stomach has listened to every uncertainty. It has responded before the mind understood what was happening. It may have tightened around waiting. It may have held worry, grief, anger, or hunger that was postponed. Thank it for trying to warn and protect you. It does not need to predict what comes next. The belly can become less watchful. It can rise and fall without being observed. It does not have to look a certain way. It does not have to remain pulled inward. There is room for it here. Your hips have steadied every step. They carried you from one demand to another. They held the tension of movement even while you were still. Thank them for being the strong center beneath you. Let the weight of the pelvis sink. Let the muscles surrounding it stop preparing to stand. Nothing is about to call you away. You are not late. You are not needed elsewhere. Your thighs have carried the momentum of the day. They walked you into rooms. They helped you leave others. They held you when you had to keep going. Thank them for their strength. They can become heavy. They can spread into the surface beneath them. They do not have to take another step. Your knees have bent for every change in direction. They have helped you rise after sitting. They have helped you lower yourself when the day was done. Thank them for their flexibility. Let the space behind them become unguarded. No sudden movement is required. The path ahead can wait. Your calves have kept you balanced. They have tightened through, standing, walking, and rushing. They may still carry the feeling that you must move quickly. Thank them for bringing you here. They can stop pushing toward the next place. There is nowhere else to reach. Your ankles have adjusted to every surface. They made small corrections you never noticed. Thank them for their quiet intelligence. Let them become still. Your feet have carried the whole day. They stood beneath responsibilities. They crossed floors, streets, rooms, and thresholds. They brought you home to this moment. Thank them. The soles can stop pressing forward. The toes can lose their grip. The journey for today is complete. Every part of you has done enough. The whole body can hear that now. Not as an order, as gratitude. You were carried. You were protected. You were brought through. The body does not have to become weightless. It can become fully weighted. It can give back the effort of standing. It can let the bed receive the shape of you. There is nothing wrong with heaviness when heaviness means you are no longer lifting yourself against the night. The inner library has become nearly dark. The shelves remain steady. The covers remain closed. The final warmth of the lamps has settled into the room. There is no emptiness in this darkness. There is keeping. There is shelter. There is a quiet agreement that nothing more will be asked. The inner lights are lower now, and calm has more room. The words do not need to be repeated through effort. They are already part of the room. They may stay near the last lamp. They may move through the aisles. They may settle around your body like the hush after the final chair is placed beneath the table. Calm can gather where the brightness used to be. Perhaps part of you still feels far from calm. That part is welcome. It does not have to pretend. It can begin with the smaller willingness. One inner light can grow dim now. The light over the mistake. The light over the unanswered message. The light over the person whose response you cannot control. The light over the work waiting beyond these hours. One light can lower, no force, no argument, only less brightness around what does not need your attention. Another light may remain. It can remain without becoming a failure. The room closes in stages. You can too. There is no standard you must reach before sleep finds you. You do not have to feel transformed. You do not have to feel grateful. You do not have to forgive the whole day. You are only being invited to stop carrying it actively. The body has begun to understand. The face is no longer performing. The hands are empty. The feet are be still. The shoulders are no longer responsible for mourning. The mind may continue turning a few final pages. Let them turn. The sound will fade. If these words have reached a part of you that has felt unseen, you may leave a moon emoji when morning comes, only as a quiet sign that you were here and that this hush found you when you needed it. Nothing more is required. You do not need to leave the room to prove you received comfort. You can remain where you are. The rain of quieter thoughts can begin now. Not rain from the outer world, the inner kind. Small lines falling through the room, each one brief enough that you do not have to carry it. Each one landing and disappearing into stillness. I am done carrying today. I can become quiet. I am safe to stop. I release the unfinished. I leave the page. I close the cover. I lower the light. I trust the shelf. I stop searching. I stop reviewing. I am not late. I owe nothing now. I can be still. I can receive care. I am included. I am supported. I am not forgotten. I am more than useful. I am more than effort. I am not failing. I have done enough. I can leave it. I can wait. I can soften inward. I can become heavy. I can be carried. I can stop preparing. I release tomorrow. I release the answer. I release the outcome. I release the replay. I release the pressure. I leave the question. I leave the list. I leave the judgment. I return to myself. I return to quiet. I return to safety. I return to stillness. I am here. I am protected. I am cared for. I am seen. I am enough. I can let go. I can lie still. I can drift. I can trust. I can receive. I can close. I am quiet. I am sheltered. I am home. Still here. Safe here. No more effort. Nothing to prove. Nothing to solve. Nothing to carry. Lights lowering. Pages closing. Room quiet. Body heavy. Mind dimming. Heart sheltered. Fully supported. Deeply cared for. No more searching. No more reaching. Only quiet. Only shelter. Only night. The lines do not need to remain in memory. They can fall through you. They can be heard and released. The mind does not need to collect them. This is not another lesson. It is the sound of the room becoming still. One line, then less. One thought, then space. One feeling, then quiet around it. The shelves disappear into shadow. The tables lose their edges. The chairs become shapes rather than objects. Nothing needs to be identified. Nothing needs to be named. The room is safe without being watched. The body is supported without being instructed. The heart is present without carrying anyone else. You have reached the part of evening where effort can no longer improve anything. That is not a loss. It is freedom. The library has finished receiving visitors. The doors are closed. The final key turns without harshness. Inside, every story is protected, every question is kept, every answer remains. You can stop guarding them. The building knows how to hold its own contents through the dark. Your inner world can learn the same. What matters is not leaving. It is being held in another way. Outside conscious effort, outside worry, outside the need to keep watch. The hush deepens. the night remains. You can sink another little distance into what is already carrying you. You do not have to sink any farther by effort. What is carrying you already knows how to receive your weight. The bed does not ask whether you have relaxed correctly. The darkness does not check whether every thought has ended. The quiet does not withdraw because part of you remains alert. Nothing is being taken away. Nothing is being graded. Nothing is waiting for you to become perfect. The room has closed. The day has moved beyond its final page. The last lamp no longer needs your attention. You may let awareness become less exact. The edges of the room can blur. The shape of the pillow can become less important. The sounds around you can belong to the distance. They do not need interpretation. A sound can be only a sound. A sensation can be only a sensation. A thought can be only a thought passing through a building that has already closed. You are not required to follow it. You are not required to finish it. It can cross the quiet and disappear where you do not need to go. The body may make small changes on its own. A hand may settle differently. The jaw may loosen another little amount. The shoulders may drop without announcement. The breath may become quieter because it no longer feels watched. Let these changes belong to the body. You do not have to help. The deepest care can arrive without your supervision. For so long you may have believed that your attention was the thing keeping life safe. You watched the details. You remembered what others forgot. You tried to sense trouble early. You carried possibilities before they became real. That watchfulness had a reason. It may have protected you. It may have helped you become dependable. It may have guided you through uncertain seasons. You can honor what it did without asking it to remain awake forever. A watchful mind deserves an ending too. It deserves doors that close. It deserves a room where no new visitor enters. It deserves the sound of pages no longer turning. You can let it know that the building is secure. The shelves are steady. The windows are closed. The keys have been put away. There is no one left to assist. There is no question left at the desk. There is no reason to walk the aisles again. The mind may check once more. That is all right. It may return to a worry as though confirming that it has been placed properly. It may look toward tomorrow. It may remember a name. It may form the beginning of a sentence. You do not have to become frustrated. The final visitor sometimes returns to see whether anything was forgotten. The room does not reopen because of that. It remains closed. The concern can stand outside the door. Morning can answer it. The sentence can remain unfinished. The name can be loved without being carried. The future can exist without entering. You are here. The hours ahead are not asking for decisions. They are wide enough to contain silence, wide enough to contain dreams, wide enough to contain the ordinary work of renewal that happens beyond conscious effort. You do not need to imagine that work. You do not need to monitor it. you can become less involved. The inner library does not need a witness to remain safe. Books do not become lost because no one is looking at them. The room does not forget what it holds. What matters can remain in darkness without being harmed. This can be true of you too. Your value remains when no one is watching. Your goodness remains when you are not helping. Your love remains when you are unavailable. Your wisdom remains when the mind becomes quiet. Your strength remains when the body is heavy. Nothing essential leaves you when you stop performing. You become closer to what was there before. The performance began, a living presence, a heart with limits, a body worthy of care, a person who does not need to be useful every minute in order to belong. Let belonging reach you without work. You belong here while saying nothing. You belong here while doing nothing. You belong here when your thoughts are untidy. You belong here when the day did not go well. You belong here without a better mood. You belong here without a plan. You belong here because you are alive. No further explanation is needed. The final warmth of the room remains near the shelves. It is not bright enough for reading. It is only enough to make the darkness feel inhabited. You are not alone inside yourself. The parts of you that worked so hard have gathered here. The careful part, the worried part, the kind part, the lonely part, the part that wanted to be praised, the part that wanted to disappear, the part that kept saying yes, the part that almost said no. They are no longer standing in different aisles. They have come into the same quiet. No part is being blamed. No part is being sent away. The capable part does not have to lead. The frightened part does not have to hide. The tender part does not have to become stronger. They can all lie down inside the same acceptance. You do not need to organize them. The darkness can hold complexity without sorting it. The room keeps every story without forcing one to be more important than another. Your inner life can remain whole without being explained. A feeling can be present without becoming the center. A memory can be present without becoming a command. A hope can be present without becoming pressure. Everything can take up less space. The shelves hold the books. The walls hold the shelves. The foundation holds the walls. You do not have to hold the building. The building holds itself. The bed holds the body. The night holds the bed. Life holds more than you have been told. You are not the only support beneath your world. This truth may arrive slowly. It may touch only one small place at first. That is enough. One place can stop bracing. One place can trust the support beneath it. One place can believe that nothing will be lost by becoming quiet. Let that place be wherever it is. No need to find it, no need to name it. The body knows, the room knows. The hush continues without instruction. There may be a moment when the next sentence feels farther away. Let it be farther away. There may be a moment when the meaning of the words becomes less clear. That is not a problem. Understanding is no longer the task. The words can become sounds. The sounds can become distance. The distance can become quiet. You are not missing anything. There is nothing left to learn before morning. There is nothing left to complete. The lesson of the room has already been given. What is valuable can remain when activity ends. What is loved can wait. What is unfinished can be kept. What is weary can be carried. The library does not wake its books to tell them they are safe. It simply closes around them. You can be closed around by the same kind of care. No announcement, no demand, only shelter. The doors are firm. The windows are dark. The tables are clear. The chairs are tucked away. The final page has stopped moving. The hour belongs to no one else. Your attention is no longer public. Your energy is no longer on display. Your face is no longer answering the world. You can disappear from duty without disappearing from love. You can become unreachable to pressure. You can become unavailable to the inner critic. You can become silent without being forgotten. Those who truly care for you do not need you to suffer through the night as proof that you care for them. The problems waiting beyond the door do not improve when you carry them into dreams. The future does not become kinder because you approach it depleted. Morning can meet you after these closed hours. It can find you without demanding that you have changed completely. It can find a little more room inside you, a little more steadiness, a little less weight around the same thoughts, a little more kindness in the way you speak to yourself. That is enough promise, not perfection, not a guarantee. Only the possibility that a night without self-punishment gives the next day a different beginning. You do not have to reach for that beginning now. Let morning remain beyond the doors. It knows where you are. It will arrive when it arrives. The room does not stare at the clock. The shelves do not count the hours. Darkness has no schedule you must manage. You can lose your place in time. You can forget what comes next. You can stop keeping track. There is kindness in not knowing the minute. There is comfort in no longer measuring how well the night is going. You do not need to ask whether you are close. You are already inside the closing, already beneath the hush, already beyond the work of the day. a final thought may rise. Let it be late. Let it find the doors closed. It can wait outside without being rejected. A final feeling may move through the chest. Let it move without explanation. It does not need a story. It does not need a conclusion. It may pass like the last footstep in a distant aisle, heard, then gone. The body remains. The support remains. The dark remains. The quiet remains. You are not required to stay awake for any of them. The room can keep itself. You can leave awareness at the desk. You can step away from the role of keeper. The keys are no longer in your hand. The lights no longer depend on you. The shelves no longer need inspection. The closing is complete. Your breathing can belong to itself. Your heart can belong to itself. Your body can belong to the surface beneath it. Your thoughts can become fewer without being counted. The spaces between them can widen without being noticed. You may drift through a sentence. You may lose the next one. You may hear only part. Nothing is being missed. The meaning has already settled deeper than thought. You have done enough. You have been seen. You have been included in your own care. You have placed the day where it belongs. No one is coming to ask for more. No one inside you needs to stand at attention. No inner voice needs to remain beside the door. The whole building can be dark. The whole room can be still. The whole body can become quiet. There is safety in the closed cover. There is safety in the empty chair. There is safety in the lamp that is no longer burning. There is safety in being unavailable. There is safety in not solving. There is safety in becoming less aware. The day is not following you. The list is not following you. The conversation is not following you. The mistake is not following you. Tomorrow is not following you. Only the hush remains near. Only the bed beneath you. Only the darkness around you. Only the life within you continuing without instruction. You can let the next breath leave without carrying anything with it. You can let the next moment pass without naming it. You can let the next thought dissolve before it becomes a question. Less effort, less reaching, less light. The shelves fade. The tables fade. The doorway fades. The room is no longer something you have to imagine. It has become the quiet within you. A quiet that does not demand silence. A quiet large enough for whatever remains. A quiet that can hold a worried thought without waking the whole building. A quiet that can hold sadness without asking it to explain. A quiet that can hold love without turning it into duty. You may belong to that quiet now. No need to enter, no need to choose. It is already around you. It is already within you. The final warmth leaves the last lamp. The room does not become empty. It becomes complete. The books are closed. The chairs are settled. The stories are protected. The knowledge is safe. The questions can wait. The people you love can wait. The version of you that returns to the world can wait. Nothing needs you now. You can stop being the person who remains awake after everyone else has gone. You can stop listening for a request that is not coming. You can stop preparing an answer. You can stop trying to deserve the darkness. It was always available to you. The hush does not ask your name. It does not ask your history. It does not ask how well you carried the day. It covers every aisle equally. It receives every steed. It leaves no book outside. You are not outside. You are inside the care, inside the closing, inside the quiet, inside the place where effort has ended. The last traces of the day can settle into their proper places. Some belong on the shelves of memory, where they will become less sharp with distance. Some belong in the quiet records of what you learned. Some may never need to be opened again. You do not have to decide which is which. The room can keep them without your help. A difficult word spoken to you can be closed inside its cover. A look you did not understand can be placed beyond reach. A moment you wish had gone differently can remain where the day left it. You do not have to carry each one into the hours meant for darkness. Their meaning will not become clearer because you keep the lamps burning. The deepest understanding often comes after the mind has stopped demanding it. Morning may bring a different angle. Time may reveal what effort could not. Another conversation may offer what this one did not. Some answers may never arrive, and even then, your life can continue without remaining forever at the desk of the question. You have permission to stop serving the unanswered. You have permission to stop being the keeper of every unfinished story. The shelves are not asking you to stand beside them. The books do not fear the dark. The room has done this before. Night after night, it has kept thousands of pages without reading a single one. It has protected whole histories without staying alert. It has held laughter, sorrow, discovery, and loss beneath the same roof. Nothing had to be watched in order to remain. Let that truth move closer. You can remain even when you are not watching yourself. You can be safe enough even when awareness loosens. You can trust the quiet work of your own life without checking that it is happening. The heart does not ask you to supervise each beat. The body does not ask you to direct every hidden act of renewal. The mind does not need you to follow every dream. There are parts of you that know how to continue beyond conscious control. You can leave them to their wisdom. The long tables are empty now. No hands are spread across them. No papers wait to be organized. No one is bent over a question. The polished surfaces hold only a faint memory of the day's warmth. That warmth does not need to be preserved. It can cool. The room will not become cold in a cruel way. It will become neutral, unburdened, free from the pressure of being useful. You can become free from that pressure too. You do not have to make this hour meaningful. You do not have to turn it into growth. You do not have to use it well. You do not have to wake with a lesson. There are hours that are valuable because nothing is demanded from them. This can be one. Your life does not need to be improved while you lie here. You do not need to become a better person before the dark is complete. You do not need to forgive yourself perfectly. You do not need to trust everyone again. You do not need to feel inspired. You do not need to prepare a brighter attitude. The person you are right now can be carried through the night. The version of you who feels uncertain, the version who has not figured it out, the version who still hurts, the version who is trying. All of you can remain within the closed room. No part needs to be left outside. The dark does not sort you into acceptable and unacceptable pieces. It covers the whole room. It reaches every shelf. It enters every aisle. It makes no distinction between the book that was often chosen and the book that was rarely touched. Both belong. You belong without comparison. You belong without being selected first. You belong without proving that your story is more important than another. There is no competition in the closed library. No one is counting who gave more. No one is deciding who deserves the best chair. No one is asking whether your pain is serious enough. The room holds all that it contains. You can let yourself be contained by the same fairness. Your ache does not need to be the greatest ache. Your day does not need to be the hardest day. Your loneliness does not need to be complete before it deserves warmth. Your exhaustion does not need to become collapse before it deserves attention. You are not stealing comfort from anyone by receiving it. There is enough darkness for every tired person. There is enough silence for every overworked mind. There is enough room for you. You may have learned to step aside whenever another person's need appeared. You may have given up the chair, the time, the attention, the easier choice. You may have become so practiced at moving aside that you no longer noticed when you did it. Here, there is no one to move aside for. The room is empty. The place beneath you is yours. The quiet around you is yours. You do not have to surrender it. You do not have to apologize for taking up this space. Your body can occupy the full shape of itself. Your needs can exist without being compared. Your inner voice can become faint without being ignored. The darkness is not asking you to disappear as a person. It is only inviting your effort to disappear. Your worth remains. Your presence remains. Your life remains. Only the strain can become less visible. Only the work can lose its grip. Only the habit of readiness can step away from the door. There may still be one small lamp somewhere in the mind. Perhaps it shines over an old fear. Perhaps it shines over someone you miss. Perhaps it shines over a choice that still feels uncertain. You do not have to reach up and switch it off. Let it burn low by itself. Lamps use their final warmth without being hurried. The light becomes smaller. The circle around it narrows. The shelves beyond it return to shadow. Even if that last glow remains for a while, the room is still closed. You do not need total darkness to be protected. You do not need perfect stillness to be carried. You do not need complete trust to receive a little safety. A little is enough for the next part of the night. A little less vigilance, a little less pressure behind the eyes, a little less grip in the hands, a little less need to know. You are not measuring these changes. They do not need to be measured to matter. The room does not record how quickly it became quiet. It does not compare this closing with yesterday's closing. Some nights, the final reader leaves early. Some nights, someone remains near the desk until the last possible moment. The doors still close. The books are still kept. The darkness still arrives. Your inner closing may have its own pace. No judgment belongs there. There may have been other nights when you struggled. There may have been hours when the mind would not leave a worry alone. There may have been mornings that arrived before you felt restored. Those nights are not evidence against you. They are part of the record. A library keeps difficult books too. It does not tear them from the shelves because they are painful. It keeps them without reading them every evening. You can remember hard nights without entering them again. They are not happening now. This room is this room. This darkness is this darkness. This breath is not the breath from another year. This bed is not every place where you once felt unsafe. The present does not have to carry the full weight of the past. Some part of you may still confuse them. Treat that part kindly. It learned through experience. It may need many quiet closings before it believes the doors can protect rather than trap. Nothing has to be settled in one night. Trust can grow without a deadline. Safety can become familiar through ordinary repetition. The body can learn through being met. The mind can learn through not being punished. The heart can learn through receiving care without a price. You are offering one more page of that learning now. Not a page you must study, a page that is being written through experience. You stop. Nothing terrible follows. You become unavailable. Love remains. You leave a question unanswered. The building stays standing. You loosen your hold. What matters is not lost. These are quiet facts. They do not need celebration. They can settle beneath thought. The room becomes darker. The lesson becomes deeper. The words become fewer. No one is coming back through the doors. No task is returning to the table. No demand is hiding between the shelves. The building is not waiting to surprise you. It is only closed, only quiet, only keeping what belongs inside. You may let yourself be kept too, kept from the noise, kept from the inner argument, kept from another hour of trying to become acceptable, kept near your own life, kept without effort. The darkness can be a boundary. The hush can be a shelter. The closed door can be an act of love. You do not need to reopen it for fear. You do not need to reopen it for guilt. You do not need to reopen it because someone once taught you that stopping was selfish. Those old rules can remain outside. They have had enough access to you. This room belongs to another truth. A person can stop and remain good. A person can receive and remain generous. A person can become quiet and remain connected. A person can lie down and remain worthy. Let that truth stand where the final lamp once stood. It does not need bright light. It can remain visible in the dark. You are worthy when the room is closed. You are worthy when no one needs you. You are worthy when the day ends without perfection. You are worthy when the mind becomes faint. You are worthy beyond every role you carried. The words themselves can now close. No new idea is needed. No better sentence is waiting. The whole room has said enough. It has shown you the pages resting. It has shown you the chairs returned. It has shown you the lamps lowered shelf by shelf. It has shown you that even a place built for knowledge bows to evening. You can bow without becoming smaller. You can yield without being defeated. You can disappear from effort without disappearing from life. The last glow has almost gone. The final aisle is dark. The room is complete. The vow can be small. It can remain near the heart without needing a strong voice. I let the inner library close peacefully. The words can end there. No argument follows. No correction. No new task. Only the closed room. Only the kept stories. Only the dark that asks nothing. The body is no longer carrying the day. The mind is no longer working the desk. The heart is no longer receiving visitors. Everything valuable remains. Everything urgent has moved beyond reach. Everything unfinished has a shelf. Everything tender has a place. You do not need to remember this. You do not need to repeat it. You do not need to hold the final line. Let the words become distant. Let the distance become kind. Let kindness become quiet. Let quiet become sleep. No more searching. No more watching. No more waiting for permission. The doors are closed. The lights are gone. The room is safe. You are safe enough to disappear into the dark. Morning knows where to find you. Rest now. Morning will be kind. Nothing inside you has to keep the light on.